what has dating life been for you recently? Can you tell me a story of like maybe a guy that you dated recently? You know, what was his lifestyle, his income? How did he treat you? What kind of dates did you guys go on? What is it like being a fat woman dating in LA? Like, what's that like for you? And has it been like for you?
So I've kind of moved back to LA, then I did some traveling, and then I did like a moving back the second time. So when I was traveling, I kind of dated all around. And then once I plopped into LA for the second time and really stayed here, I went on 2 dates until I ended up dating my ex for about a year. Okay. And he was a senior software engineer. So he made like pretty good income. And I was we were both in like very interesting life positions. Where I'd moved to was just not it. Like nothing against the people who I was living with. It just the area, and it was like right off the freeway. It was very loud.
Right.
It was just a lot. And he had a downstairs neighbor who was harassing him. So
annoying.
We very quickly bonded over just being in weird life situations. We got COVID together.
Oh my gosh. COVID buddies for life.
That really speeds up the dating process. I don't know if you've ever dated someone and then you both catch COVID together, but it's like all of a sudden you're like 90 years old holding on to them, and it's like
COVID's going in the history books, and we survived it. I got it twice too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I've gotten it twice as well.
Wow. So like he is a senior software engineer, and the software engineers I know make like 100 to 200,000. So he's making money. He's living in LA. How did he like treat you? Did you guys go on any fancy dates or any trips? Like what was it like being with him?
So when we first met, he basically wanted me to move in right away. And I said no, because I had just found my own place, and moving in with someone, you know, after not knowing them for that long is very scary. But he offered to pay my rent so that I could like spend time with him.
He offered to do what?
He offered to, well, he not only offered, he did pay my rent.
Okay, so this is like one of the main points to my viral videos that people were,
I know,
like outraged about. Like
you shouldn't be outraged
if a man pay a fat woman's rent.
Well, also he was fat too, and that's that's something that I think, you know, a lot of podcasts we've seen recently. Want to say that plus size women don't deserve a man who makes 6 figures, which I've dated men who make 6 figures, and I know you have as well.
For sure.
And the thing is that there is no sort of like requirement for a man to make 6 figures and then have certain like looks or traits. Like any man, if he can figure it out, he can make 6 figures. So I think a lot of people are imagining Leonardo DiCaprio in The Great Gatsby or something.
Not The Great Gatsby.
But I'm just saying, like, when they hear 6 figures, they think it's some like really like buff, hot man. But like there's fat guys who also make 6 figures, and I think they're forgotten about too.
Yeah.
And also they can like plus size women.
Right. You know what's so funny though? Like I would like to date a 6-figure man who's plus size. I haven't yet because I haven't really had the opportunity. I don't know. Plus size men don't really gravitate more. They don't like me like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like the ones that I've met, they're like going for the opposite. Like they're opposites attract. Like they go for like the petite littles. And I'm just like, huh. Like, but then like the gym bros with like the big muscles, they're all over me. I'm just like, chill out, buddy. Like, you know, but I like all types. Like I have no like real physical type because I've dated literally like skinny, scrawny to big buff to plump, but I wouldn't consider it plus size. I would like to try that. So hit my DMs. No, not really.
I've also dated a wide spectrum of people, all different body types, genders, races. To me, it's more about like, how do we get along? How do we vibe? And then more recently in the last 2 years, it's been, okay, can you provide that emotional and financial support? Also, it goes back to, like we were saying before, having families that come from having parents that can't really provide, it's a little bit of a trauma response, honestly.
Yeah, I just like I know what I want. I think that's what it is. I think we're women that know what we want, and we've experienced that already through dating. We've experienced dating men who are in the caliber of requirements that we have, the standards that we have. It's working for us. I feel like it's just so new because it's not advertised. Honestly, like when I went viral, there were women who were plus size women who were married to very wealthy men. I'm talking above six figures, like very wealthy men, like doing really well. And they would like DM me and say, hey, like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, I'm living proof it is out there. But they don't
Living proof. Yes.
living proof. But like, they're just not advertising it. And I feel like our society has always equated like rich and wealthy with like skinny and white and like thin.
That checks out. Like, I don't think they're wrong. Like, I think normally if you have a lot of money, you can pay for the better gym membership or the trainer, or you can pay for eating certain foods. Like, I think that in people's mind that does make sense. However, there's a wide spectrum of people who have different priorities for different things. So it's like you could have all the money in the world, but if your main priority, or you just like you can't get your mindset around losing weight. Like back in the day, my mom would always tell me this. Back in the day, fat people were seen as being like really well off because you had the money to be eating good.
Oh, that's way back in the day, like the
kings and queens type stuff,
or even the Great Depression. Like that was
right.
So I totally get that. So okay, so you dated this guy, didn't work out. Anybody else that you want to talk about?
I'll go back to that for a sec. When I've also said to a few friends, because a lot of people were like my mindset before I was around 24, that they were just going to take like scraps and basically not elevate their standards for what they want.
Right.
And in regards to that, I've told a friend recently, like, you would rather be at the Ritz-Carlton crying into a pillow than at the Wendy's parking lot.
Not the Wendy's parking lot.
I'm just saying, like, dating. So, like, for example, with that guy, like, we got into a fight. I was very upset, and he did, like, rent me a hotel room for the night because I lived with him.
He rented you a hotel room so that you would have space from him to like not be in the same. So he had the money and the will to like, hey,
he had a little guest house too. I could have been in.
What?
I know.
Wow.
He didn't want to see me. So he had the money to like basically not.
That's like luxury breakup. That's like luxury relationship issues.
But we didn't did we break up that? Well, I think that was like we broke up twice. So that was the first one. And he gave me like breakup money essentially.
What's breakup money?
I'm nervous he's gonna see this and I'm not simply talking about it, but I will not put that many details, but I will say he gave me the money so that I could move out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had me move in with him very quickly. So there was already kind of talks.
So instead of throwing you out in the streets in the cold,
what a heartless person. Oh my God.
Here's some severance money for this relationship that is now over.
He's also paid severance to other exes too.
Oh, this man has money, honey.
I know.
That's like a rich boy style. Rich man vibes. That's crazy. Wow.